Hi, I'm Tangles. This is my garage and this is my car. Okay, so the rears are done, good to go. The fronts, I just whipped the pads out and put some metallic base grease on the back side of the pad so that I don't get squeaking and vibrating noises. I put them together. Ready for the rotors to go on the rear. The calipers, both rear calipers are rebuilt. That's one, and the other one's over there. But before I do that, we've just run down the road down to Bunnings and got one of these. As you remember, I did ask them to machine this on the drum, but they couldn't get in there. So I'm just going to at least give it a clean up with the drill. That tiny little lip there, it's not a lot. As you would expect, you know, it shouldn't be getting too much abrasion from your handbrake. But you know, doing drifting you will get some. Anyway, I'm just going to give that a bit of a tidy up, take off any residue of the old pad and just clean it up a little bit, and then put them on and then fit wheels. You know, she's pretty much ready. Oh, and bleed brakes I suppose would be the next step actually before I put wheels on. But yeah, getting there. Haven't got much battery left, I just noticed, so may cut short. This is pretty easy to understand what I'm doing here though. Just gently clean this up. Not put a lot of weight on it. Don't stick your face in there and do that. You'll regret it. So yeah, just looks like that. Just a quick scour. That little lip's pretty much gone. Any residue of the previous shoes is gone. You don't want to eat into it at all, you just want to clean it up a little bit, so that should be enough. Okay, so the one constant has been I've had to undo all these brake lines when I put the brake calipers back in. I've done the other side already. I figured I'd do one side first rather than film the first side, learn all my lessons on film, and then, yeah, not film the easy way to do it. These all had to come undone because they only swivel at one end, so you can't do it up in the brake caliper end while it's up there. The easiest thing to do is to just wind it straight in while you're here. You got good access, like so. Because that end doesn't swivel, pure and simple. Now, without rotor, take these off. So I've got a very thin smear of grease as well, just on the hub, just to make it easier to get the hub, the rotor off, so I don't have to get it off again. And I can't seem to be able to line it up for some reason. finger down in there. That's all clear. Put that in a little bit. I leave it off these a little bit when I was doing the arms. So, and bent them a little bit. So straighten them up, make sure they're all clear. It's just a simple 2 bolts. Get it out of the way. You don't pinch your lines. Now you can't get the socket in here on this one because that line's, the brake line's in the way. Well, I couldn't. I mean, I suppose you could put a universal in there, but it's not that hard to use a spinner. By the time I went and got the universal, I'll have it done. That does that finger tight pretty easily all the way. Starting to get tension on that. To the top one. There we go, that was tight. One bolt. That one's tight. So that's it. Fully assembled rear brakes. Oh, and now you just put that back in. So I pretty much stripped this brake line using the right size spinner. So much force that it took to get off the first time. I did it up with the spinner and I've undone it with the spinner just before. I don't know how many times it's going to let me do it. She's rounded off fairly well. It's a hard line, so I can replace it just from there to there. It doesn't seal, but I think it'll be alright. You don't do these up very often, or undo them very often. It literally spread the spinner out and went over it. So it wasn't the wrong size spinner or anything like that. And these are not a very poor quality spinner. There's a part of that Stanley kit with all my sockets. It should be just fine for the job, but apparently not. That's it there, it's literally just spun over it there, but let's get the clip in. Using my hammer pliers. These hammers for hammering. There we go. Okay, that should be tight enough. We're clear of everything. The line itself is clear of the arms and other stuff around it. So yeah, that's fully assembled rears, and now it's time to do the bleed all the brakes.